So I want to tell you about a first I did.
Okay.
Recently, I got on a racehorse for the first time. I like to tell you about first experiences I do. No, the racehorse was not racing. It's a retired racehorse, and fortunately, this racehorse is going very slow. And I know this racehorse looks small here, but did you see that big step ladder?
Is that a dwarf racehorse?
No, it's big. It's really big. You can't see the big step ladder I had to use to get on this thing. It's huge. I thought, well, I'm only 5'2", so any horse is a big horse. Fortunately, it didn't take off on me.
So is it this horse? How long has it been since this horse raced?
It's probably been about a year. It's up for adoption. You know, unfortunately, some racehorses end up places that they really shouldn't end up, and so there's a special new adoption program. You could have a racehorse.
Wow.
You know, to save them from bad homes.
Really?
Yeah. So I'll be telling you about that.
I don't need a racehorse.
Well, you could. You might want one for your backyard. You can build a barn.
Will it do yard work for me?
No.
Can you train a racehorse?
You can train race. Yes, you can.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. They can do all sorts of things for you.
Interesting. I've got an old push mower that I think I could attach to the racehorse.
You know what? That would be no. I am not letting you have a racehorse. Okay. No. But we will talk.
My neighbors, thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, we will tell you if you would like to adopt a racehorse, if you're a qualified and better owner than Bill would be. We'll tell you about that.
We are getting ready for a celebration. Up next on the 10 Show Music Stage, it's June Divided. We'll be right back.
And we're also going to show you how to save the racehorses. We're going to show you a great local program. Don't go away.
Well, if you've ever been to a thoroughbred racetrack, you know how beautiful those horses are. Unfortunately, they have a short career, and then they can change hands a number of times, and hopefully some of them wind up in a good home, but that's not always the case.
Right, and owners and trainers who are members of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association thought that was unacceptable, so they created an adoption program to make sure all of their horses go to good homes. And I went to the Parks Racetrack in Bensalem to see how it works. They're beautiful, intelligent, and incredibly fast. And so is the career of a thoroughbred racehorse. Most will run for about 4 years, but then many of these fine athletes would unfortunately end up at auction.
A few years ago, we realized that there are horses that when they left the track really were either, we were trying to find locations for them where they could have farms or families they could be with, but a lot of them were just being sent to slaughter and not being taken care of.
Sal DeBunda is the president of the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association, and he knew something had to be done to protect the horses that give so much heart on the Parks Racetrack.
We got together with the management of the track, with the trainers, with the owners, with the jockeys, and we came up with a program to do this.
Isn't he just beautiful?
Lisa Allen helps raise money for the adoption program they call Turning for Home.
The most important thing to all of us as owners is the health and well-being of our animals. So if they can't race, then we want to be able to put them in a program like Turning for Home that takes them and rehabilitates them if they have an injury and, finds them a second career so that they can live out their life.
With each ride, every owner and jockey contributes to the fund that will give a racehorse ready to retire like this a second life.
Me, I'd like to have some little girl that just absolutely babies one to death, find her and fall in love with her and give her a great home.
I think it's a big step forward for the industry. I think it's been a long time coming.
John Service trained Kentucky Derby winner Smarty Jones.
Smarty Jones, he's pulling you along.
The big winners are almost always guaranteed a good life, but now no matter where a horse placed, they will eventually come to a place like this at their own finish line.
This is one of
of our 5 places, organizations that we use, nonprofit organizations whose mission is to complete what our mission is, and that is to prevent racehorses who can no longer compete on the racetrack, prevent them from going to slaughter or from not going to good homes.
Barbara Luna runs the Turning for Home program and says former racehorses have been adopted from this Pottstown farm as trail horses, camp horses, show horses, polo horses, even therapy horses.
There was just something about Jay Burger that actually called out to me.
Bonnie Hutton adopted Jay Burger and helps others adopt racehorses she rehabs.
There you go.
I'd never been on a thoroughbred racehorse before, but Nixon seemed perfectly content to go at a nice, slow pace for me.
He's so cute.
He's a good boy.
It's nice to know he's going to have a great life.
Yeah, we're going to find him a real good home.
Good ride. Thank you. See you down the trail, okay? This horse is so sweet.
They are beautiful animals.
Yeah.
It's such a sad story, but it's great to see a program like this getting started, especially in our area.
This is a great story because before where it was hard to keep track of what happened to these horses after their racing career, now this program makes sure they stay with a good home and they're in a good environment and they live out their lives. And if you want more information, you can find out more at www.PTHA.org. You can find out how to adopt or how to contribute. It's a very unique program. The only racetrack that has it right now is at Parks in Bensalem.
Well, it looks like it's successful. Is there a chance this will spread across the country?
Hopefully, every racetrack should be doing something like this.
How many horses have they been able to place so far?
About 700, but there are hundreds of horses that race every summer here, so all year here. So many horses need a home.
So are you ready to adopt?
Will you help me build a barn?
Yes, we need a little extra property
first. Will you help me build a barn and get a bigger yard? I'm ready. I'm hoping other people will.
Thank you so much for bringing us this story.
Sure.
A really wonderful one.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Tomorrow on the 10 Show.